This is the last episode of Milo's journey. It contains the ending for the Slugcat Survivor in the game Rainworld. If you have not watched the whole series or did not play the game Rainworld yourself, we advise you to first give one of the two options a try before watching this video. So, viewer discretion is advised. If you have already witnessed Milo's journey so far, we are glad to have kept your interest up until this last episode. Without further ado. Gate open, and Milo hops on. Right out there you see what the strange robotic being meant, where the land fishes. A dark abyss opens up beneath you, but it's said you should go down there. So carefully you try, staying near the sides and not build up too much momentum when falling. It is your first time actually considering your way down like this, but slowly sliding your way down the sides works out. It is very steep, and you need to sometimes take a moment and look around before trying to climb down further. A lot of high-growing plants are in the background, so it seems life always finds a way even here. On the other side, you see a pole standing on a peak. Now you think about the choice you have. You could still try to descend on this side, but it might be risky, when there would be an underhang that you might not yet see under you. Or if you jump over and take the somewhat safer option, where the walls have a better angle to slide down to. And with a well-placed leap, you get there. Now, from this position onwards, you can continue descending slowly. Careful and controlled, you do not want to slip here. Her vision shows you how a Slugcat did not take the slow and safe route and smacked right into the ground, ending its fast-paced life. You, on the other hand, roll from one side to the other to spread the energy. The deeper you go, the less light there is, but luckily you are glowing yourself now, and therefore you can make out where to walk. The glow helps you see more than that. You even found some blue fruit, but you're already full, so you won't need it as nourishment right now. Next to you, you notice some of the weird behaving grass again. You need to watch out where you walk. For now, you keep to this one side and near the edge. You try to store a fruit for later, but it doesn't work like you thought it might. As you climb the small pole, the grass moves in your direction as well, pulling towards you. Better get off before your balance fails you. You jump and grab the other blue fruit, but since you are well fed, you cannot indulge anymore and you shouldn't force it. In the end, you decide not to take them with you, grabbing your spear and the spore bag. Hesitant at first, you try around how the grass reacts. You have no choice but to make your way through it somehow. Maybe if you manage to jump over it enough, you can pull yourself free from it on the other side, where less of it is growing. Something else you try beforehand is its reaction to different kinds of impulses. But the grass ignores the fruits and objects you throw at it. Maybe it's your warmth that attracts it. So back to your original plan, jumping as far as possible over it. You fail your jump and land in the taller grass, but you free yourself quickly. That was uncomfortable, but you learn you can actually get through it. With an immediate next try, you prove your point. It seems this grass is weaker than the one above ground. You only have to remain moving and quick about getting through it, so it doesn't grab hold too much of you at any given moment. Again you stand there for a moment and think about how to go about this little challenge. Even though you just proved you could get through it, you hesitate, thinking if it was only luck that helped you get over. Maybe this particular patch was just weak and the next one would actually catch you. So many possible bad scenarios come to your head, but you notice there is no vision warning you of this danger. Again you try to leap over as much as possible and then continue quickly. Now you are in between two patches of the scrapping grass, but you bravely run through the next patch and make your way further down into the tight crevice. It truly is very tight here, but you squeeze your little body through it anyway. You see an opening and some mechanical structures are standing there. Where are you? And what is this location? What was it for? Whatever it was, now it is abandoned and overgrown. So much so that even fruit grow here as well. You run back a bit and notice a blue lizard at a higher spot. Luckily the shelter is downwards and here you find a safe spot to rest in this new dark environment. You creep your way in there quickly. And now you wait for the machinations to start. The shelter closes and you find some peace. What will Milo see next? You dream again. Again you find yourself in the middle of a lot of lights surrounding you. Slowly, these lights start to bring a form of familiarity. A as if you know what those are, but can't quite pinpoint it yet. So close, and yet so distant. You will understand soon enough. You wake up, grab your items, shutter already open. Go out of the shelter, and right above you, a green lizard crawls out of its den as well. You know you are hungry, that means this lizard is as well. Better crawl quickly away from it, while it has not yet noticed you. In between the big metallic structures, you find a way to get to higher ground. Here you have a better overview, and you also have the possibility to grab some blue fruit hanging there. So at least you are not struck by hunger anymore. Meanwhile, the green lizard also made its way past you, though there is a chance you may meet it again, as you are heading the same direction. But as long as you keep to higher ground, you should be safe from the green lizard. The moment you want to leap over, you get startled by a vision opening that showed you how a slugcat got surrounded by different colored lizards. It is dangerous in those tight spaces, as there is no means to escape. You already see the tunnel, when the green and blue lizard come right out of it. You immediately crawl backwards, hoping they did not see you yet. It seems they have not noticed you when you hid right under them. They were occupied fighting each other, different colors, different species. Your chance comes and you can quickly continue crawling towards the tunnel. Maybe this time you will not be surprised by a hungry welcome party. Through it, you see another blue lizard prowling and climbing up top. You are slow and careful not to get noticed. It is agitated, maybe because it took part in the fight with the green one. You climb up and stand close to a pipe so you can escape should it notice you. As it just did, letting itself drop right next to you. You know those round corners can be slippery, placing your jump accordingly. Your reward are more blue fruit to snack on, but you cannot take too much time here, as the blue lizard might return, still prowling underneath of you, probably hearing your eager jumping, plucking and eating. You notice it soon enough, and prepare your position for a spear throw towards it. Successful hit, and it is stunned for a moment. You grab the spear and double down. The first was even a hit into the mouth. The second was a hit to the outer head. Just to make sure, you give it a third throw to the head. Afterwards, you use this chance to get over it and throw another spear in its back. You manage to end it before it could get close to you. Your experience shows. This one will not pose a problem anymore. Still, you run quickly away, always thinking about your time. As you progress further, you see the ground breaking open much more and the centipede is crawling towards you as well. You miss it with your spear, but still you can hop over it without it attacking you. This costs you time though, as you run back to get another spear. In these dark spaces you always need protection with you. And then you decided you need to head further down, so you roll down the edge. Down there you witness another vision. Centipedes can be a danger if you are not careful around them. Through a tight space you come into a room with totems like you saw in the area where all of this lone journey began. You hop from one to another to get to a higher point of entry on the other side. No problem for Milo anymore. He has mastered leaping from one totem to another. You see something hanging from the ceiling. You slightly miss it, but it does not pose a problem as you honed your climbing skills. You can still get in and crawl further, not holding yourself off with an unknown object. If you wouldn't have been satiated already, you would have had the chance to eat here. Moving along, you see another one of those monster kelps pulling itself towards you. As you stand still, it slowly retracts. You will have to get past it somehow. While you stand there and wait, you do not consider the possibility of a danger coming from another direction. Behind you something comes out of the tunnel and gets pulled back again. You follow it briefly and witness a giant spider caught a baby centipede and pulls it up. This could have been you, but luckily it isn't. You take a moment to watch its movement. So you make your way back to the kelp and slowly approach it, so it doesn't notice you. You decide waiting too much wouldn't get you anywhere, so you throw your spear at it and hit. In pain, it pulls back and this opens your chance to get past it. Into some tight spaces and then right into a tunnel. Interestingly enough, in the next room there is some light still making its way down here. Well, there are a lot of fissures and broken walls here, so it makes sense. It is a pleasant surprise though. Continuing, you see some black lizard sniffing around and searching for potential prey, while the blue lizard makes its way towards your tunnel. It is a dangerous place to be in between those two. Smart Milo has the situation under control though. Right before it came out, you went into the tunnel to get past it. For a moment you waited out, then you head back and check again. You see the lizards went their own ways. The blue one turns around and hurls its tongue. Was it meant for you or for the baby centipede? You are bigger prey. Better get out of there. You over-eagerly went back and almost got caught in the entrance, but it went in right before you came out. Milo is a very lucky one. There is a tad bit more light up there, and you notice another black lizard underneath. It is safer to find passage on the upper part, waiting it out before hopping over. You found a curious mushroom. Eating it slowed everything down in your perception. More totems are in your way. Is this maybe some part of the upper levels that fell down here when it broke open? You look through the cracks and bask in the sun one last time and quickly make it past the kelp without it catching you. You use this environment to your advantage, to hide from it, and once it calms down, you run along again. More of those interesting mushrooms are growing everywhere around here. It was an interesting experience for a moment, but Milo does not need more of that. In the next room, you can see more of the grabby grass and another monster kelp hiding in the darkness, but the vision warns you not to go the upper way this time, making it safely past it. Crawling through some more narrow crevices. Yet again, slowly squeezing yourself through it. This time, there is no danger up, but some is crawling around in another area, so high ground is the better option again. Though you fall down and stand there and wait. You scan the area for what kind of movements are in the far distance, and then you enter the tunnel to get to the next part. You find yourself surrounded by complete darkness again, and you have to slowly slide down a pole to make it down this bigger pipe. Some batflies are around here. You exit into a mechanical environment again. At least, here you have some light to work with, as the red lights of the machinery give you some assistance. In the darkness, you notice some blinking. More black lizards are waiting for prey. A labyrinth of advanced mechanical parts and narrow spaces is around you, and it is tricky to find the right path to take to make some good progress without falling into a trap set by the black lizards. It feels like the superstructure when you visited the robotic being. So many tight pathways to crawl through, just like back then. The narrow pathways slow you down, and the low light setting is not helping much as well. Nonetheless, you have a feeling you take the right intersections and chose the right ways to traverse. Less and less other creatures are to be noticed. That means you are at least going into a direction that deters them from following. At this tunnel, you are a bit hesitant and go through it back and forth, back and forth. Is it really the right way to go here? Only one way to find out. When you climb down further, you slip and there is nothing to hold on to. You fall down a long way and hit the ground. A short vision shows how a Slugcat did not survive that, and the rain still hit it there. You survive that fall and slowly make your way into the tunnel beneath you. The environment changed drastically here. It doesn't look like mechanical structure from before, but more like ancient buildings. You follow the uncanny open space. Except for your own glowing, you have no other light, so it is not easy to find the right corridors to take. Sometimes you see yellow glowing through the walls, but there is nothing emitting it. No creature, no object, and it looks like it glows from within the walls. Thinking about your time, you are pretty sure it would be over and the rain would be about to hit you. But no rumbling, no rain, no static as it was in the other environment. Nothing that poses a threat because your time is up. You come to a huge sign that is giving a massive pulse when you pass it. It feels like something deep inside you changed for the better, as if you've received the permission to enter. You progress quickly, and you wonder what it means that this deep under the ground still so many big buildings are constructed. It is as the robotic being has foretold, ancient and hard to imagine. From time to time, you witness more of the yellow glow passing by. Suddenly, you also start seeing things in the darkness, ethereal creatures or hallucinations. You cannot discern the difference right now, as this darkness could have an influence on you. At this point, you really want to know what awaits you down here. You see the tunnels that are unreachable, but still you try sometimes. Your stubbornness knows no bounds when it comes to trying an impossible jump over and over, again and again. Still, little Milo has his own way of doing things. At some point you consider it a fail. If you fail, you just move on. Who created all this? In this darkness it is not easy to make out what the surface is, what you are hopping around on. Here you have to be witty how to leap, finding the right spot to jump from, and covering a long distance with one dive. Those look like statues of beings that lived far before your time. Considering all this time and their location here, they are still in a very good condition, as nothing affects them down here. Giant pillars holding the earth above you. You stand there, struck by awe, and you do not really know where to go from here. So you give it a moment and contemplate again. You can take your time here. No dangers are to be seen, and the rain would have hit by now, but it does not reach you. Otherwise, you would have drowned already. At the foot of the pillar, you see a way to progress, but it seems you cannot get there, so you turn around and head back to the statue. You notice under the statue is another tunnel you can take to progress on your way. Following through it, you hesitate if there might be some other dangers hiding in here. You thoroughly scan the environment. Nothing is to be seen that is of any danger or moving at all, besides the yellow glow from time to time. You run quickly through this hallway, finding your way to more lights in the darkness, and the air starts to change. Your perception starts to get hazy as well. Still you walk unimpeded. With everything starting to look wavy to you, you sometimes have difficulty finding your exit out of some ways, so you try out different locations until you find the hole to get out. Sometimes there are some slabs in a constellation where it is not as obvious how to get deeper to a tunnel, but you do not care anyway and just run along, climbing poles and making your way over obstacles to find other entrances to take. More glowing beings or hallucinations show themselves. Oddly enough, it cheers Milo up a great deal. With a happy mindset, Milo hops around more and explores this environment eagerly. No dangers and interesting floaty stuff. It is as if you are dreaming, but more real. More statues in the darkness, visible when the yellow glow passes them or your own glow gets near enough. You halt for a moment and admire them, the craftsmanship and the depiction of someone or something that is not comparable to your own kind. With some more light, you see some of the statues are broken though. Was it environmental influence, or did someone purposefully destroy them? You will never know. You wake up from your little daydream and hop over a few obstacles and past all the other statues that are placed near the still lit torches. Wait, lit torches? In this abandoned space, Milo thinks? Does it mean there's still someone or something around here tending to them? How would you even go about finding out? Another tight entrance and into the tunnel. More underway corridors to skip through. Without your glowing self, you would be completely blind in here and wouldn't know where to hop to. Only the sporadic passing glow would help you out from time to time. It is a vast network of different pathways leading you deeper and deeper into this underground temple. You follow some pathways all the way to the back, since you sometimes miss the exit of those corridors. When there is a place that is too high, you use your knowledge that you gained from before to create easier ways to climb up. But as you did back in Sky Island, you throw your spear too high and can't reach it anymore. Again, you are stubborn and try again and again to reach it. It is slightly out of reach. You will need to find another spear, Milo. Otherwise, you will not get up there. Still, you try again. It is remarkable how long Milo can hold himself off with a task clearly not possible. This time, however, he realizes it sooner, although time is not a factor anymore, as it usually was when he wasted time trying again and again. New mission: find another spear. You exit the tunnel and unexpectedly you witness something standing there dormant. You do not know what it is, but you also see a spear. Quickly you grab it and run out of the room. Did it notice you? What was that? What were those circles with the symbols up top? Will it follow you? Is that why all the torches are still lit? Why did it have the cross symbol where the head could be? Are just some of the questions that run through your head while you focus to place the other spear into the wall. Now it poses no problem to leap there and climb up higher. Another huge open area reveals itself to you, but you are hesitant and do not know if you should follow that way without an armament. You head back first, in hopes of easily finding another spear. That also means entering the room with a dark silhouette towering in the dim light. In this room, you found the last spear, and you see another one at the foot of the dormant being. You do not know what it is or what it does. Your hesitation is understandable. It moves its arms in a jittery and sudden motion. You find humor in it, as if it was swatting flies. Out of reach, you hop around and it opens its arms, which startles you greatly, and you hop back. But no other reaction came. Is it hostile? You wait and decide you should better not risk it. You made up your mind. No spear it is then. Who needs a spear anyway, right, Milo? Maybe you will find a new spear on your way in the other direction. No choice but to move on for now. Back in that open hall, you run across it, past more statues, when you suddenly see another one of those things you saw before. So you have no choice but to get past at least one of them. You jump, but this time no reaction. Maybe this one is not awake yet, so you sneak past it, but then it opens its arms again, but it does not attack you. More of its kind stand there and wait. You have faith in your new won knowledge and you just run past them as quickly as possible. No hostility. These guardians do not see you as a threat that needs to be averted. You look at them one last time before continuing again. You see, you have to jump down even further and you mistake its depth because it is too dark. As you fly past the torch and smack into the ground, it takes a moment for you to wake up again. But you grab your spear and the spore back again and continue into a cave system. It is not the temple anymore, and you do not know what awaits you here. As your perception becomes more blurry and you start having difficulty seeing the right way to go, you still do not pause but run and crawl along even deeper into this cave system. Sporadic yellow lights help you find the rough structure of the caveways so you are not completely blind. Winding and twisting ways, natural curves, not prepared and built structures like you have seen everywhere else you have been. Except for the garbage waste, those were their own natural occurrence. In the torchlight, you can still see some roots hanging from above, and eerie music starts again and invites you in even deeper into the cave. Everything around you is strange and uncanny. Does not deter you, however, climbing, crawling, running along. All those ways lit by the faint passing glows and your perception getting more hazy by your progression. you start seeing ghostly figures in the air. Ghosts of things that might have been in the past, creatures from eons before maybe. Or are those simply hallucinations? Can you trust your eyes at this point? They are floating through this cavern air, not minding you or your presence at all, just a tranquil existence. The cave starts to glow even more, and it helps you find your way around even better now. Where the ghosts in the temple simply strays from this cave, it is very close, so maybe this might be possible. More huge pillars are towering in the background, massive in their appearance, holding everything above you. You have no time to admire architecture, you just run and run and run. The darkness around you seems to start melting all around you, as more and more of those ghostly faint beings float, now more visible than before, almost touchable. You follow the direction of the floating, flowing ghosts even deeper and deeper into this cave system. A golden glow illuminates the surrounding walls. The farther you run, the stronger the glow becomes. In this moment, you realize you have not seen any vision in a long time now, so not many Slugcats or other beings have found their way here. Well, you have seen what guards these halls. Through all of this, you still see tunnels to get to. Gravitation starts to behave strangely around you again. The walls glow even stronger now. Another descent, but with this otherworldly gravitation, your fall is pleasant and not dangerous at all. Now the darkness fades and the walls are glowing brightly. It is as if everything around you melts like honey. And in all of this visual spectacle, there is you, the little brave Slugcat called Milo. You finally reach an underground lake, the Void Fluid. And here we will leave Milo, as this concludes his story. If you have come this far in our series, we thank you for witnessing his journey. As he swims further down, we ask you to witness the rest of his experience in silence. If you liked his journey, leave a thumbs up and a comment if you wish to do so. And as always, we bid you farewell.